Hey y'all. So if you're just joining, what we're doing is I'm gonna have one day. So the rest of today, and that's all the time I have to make a Viking Seax. I've got a piece of 5160 leaf spring in the forge, and this is gonna be for the YouTube knife making challenge, the Viking challenge, which is the most recent one. And I've had setbacks and stuff for the last like 2 months that this thing has been running. So it's due by April the 15th, which is in like 10 days or something like that. So I've got a little bit of time, but I figured it would be fun to make it into a challenge like this. So you can see right here, oh, burning. So I've started to isolate. This is all going to be drawn out into like a blacksmith knife style tang, and then I'm going to draw it out real long and bend it around. And if I have time, I'll do some copper wraps and stuff. And then the rest of this is going to be the blade. Can y'all see okay? It looks really dark for me. Okay, cool. The Tonto, I did something kind of like that. I made a mini naginata for the last knife making challenge, and it's basically a Tonto on a stick. I'll go get it later if you want. Alright, I'll go get that. The forge is still heating up, so it's going to be difficult to get too much done right away. Alright, I'm back. So this is the mini naginata that I made. I haven't been keeping it up the best, so it's getting a little rusty. But you can see it's like a Tonto blade. And then it's not like some huge pole arm. It's like an easy one-hand weapon. Yeah, I'm really happy with it, how it came out. I did a video of chopping pumpkins and stuff with it, but it did horrible. The video, I mean. The naginata did great, but the video got like 15 views in 3 days, so I decided to cut that. you can see I'm just gonna divot that out. It's probably gonna be like maybe a third of the total width or a quarter of the total width of the thing. And then this will draw out to probably be like 12 inches. Yeah, it is tough. I've been making videos for, gosh, like 16 months maybe? Something about that. I haven't actually posted much in like 2 months, so I really need to get back on that. But yeah, it's hard. I did have one crazy viral video that got like 32,000 views, but past that, my best has been like a couple thousand. That's on long form videos. On shorts, I think I had one get like 9 or 10,000, and that's my best. Yeah, I do love working. The last couple of months, leading up to like mid-March, I was working really hard for an art show, and I was just making a whole bunch of the same thing, and it wasn't like, not only did I not have time to film it and make videos out of it, but it wouldn't have been even too interesting if I did. But this is gonna be a video. I'm building a new forge soon, so that'll probably be a video. I've got one video that I've been sitting on that I need to do a voiceover for. So I'll probably do that soon, and then I can post that. So I should have be able to restart the content machine these next couple of weeks. I'll do some horror shorts or something. Making bad music. Bad music. I don't know if you follow. There's some gaming streamers like Doug and Point Crow a while ago. They did a Drunk Men's Choir, which is basically like a channel that does drunken acapella covers of like songs. And the whole thing is that the covers are so bad that the YouTube algorithm doesn't recognize them as the original song. And then you can just like use that in a video. It's really funny. Good day, RC. I am making a Viking Seax for the YouTube Viking challenge. And I'm going to try and do it all in one day. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, we're starting to get, come on light, we're starting to get a pretty good divot in there, and it's also thinning out on the other side. So maybe a couple more heats of this, then we'll be ready to start drawing it out. Hang on one sec. That old sewing machine base is still chilling right where it's been. I'll figure out something to do with it. I might try and like refurbish it to something. I don't know. But it doesn't seem, it's been sitting out in the weather for years and years, so I don't think a little bit more is going to harm it. Alright, any of y'all in the chat are knife makers, feel free to talk about what you've been doing. It's always interesting to see what people are working on. Okay. How did I start smithing? How did I start smithing? The first... Well, it goes back quite a while. One second. So, this is the current... God damn it. The current state of the first knife I made, which I was kind of working on first when I was like 7 or 8. And I just took like a garden trowel and flattened it out, and then I gave it a new handle, and then I folded this bit over to give it like a better spine, and it's like really, really thin, so it actually kind of works. And then that just kind of cascaded into what I do now. My first real forge was just making a really big campfire and then pointing a fan at it and melting the fan. So that worked great. And then almost 2 years ago, I got this forge, which I'm currently using, and that's when I like really started doing good work. In the middle, I'm making my first lockback folding blade. That's cool. I haven't made a lockback. I've only done friction folders myself. I am working on a thick. Damn it. I can't forget what it's called, but I'm working on a folding. I'm supposed to be working on a folding knife. I started it months ago and haven't done anything with it. But it's technically a work in progress. Alright, this is probably about as much as I'm going to thin this down, and then I'm going to take this big chunk and draw it out into a big long taper, and then that'll be the handle. And then, actually, I might just knock this over this way and start forging out the blade, so I still have something good to grab onto on this end. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright, if you're a new one, you're just joining, I am working on a challenge knife for the YouTube Viking challenge that is long overdue. I should have done this months ago. But I'm going to try and do it all in one day, so it'll be fun. Alright, you can see I cleaned up the transition here. We've got a nice crisp plunge, and then I just knocked this bit over this way so it'll fit nicely into the forge, and I can hold on to this with my tongs. what kind of forge am I using? I have the Hero Volcano forge from Amazon. It's just like a cheap entry-level Amazon forge. I don't think they even sell them anymore. But yeah, that's what I'm using. It was on its last legs months ago, so I'm working on building a new one. It's gonna be a ceramic chip forge, and those are really cool. I don't have the chips yet, but basically, like, you have a big pile of like small chunks of ceramic, and the ceramic's good to like 2900 degrees, and then you have a burner, but a forced air burner underneath it, blowing up into the pile of ceramic, and that heats that up, and it's like a coal forge that runs on propane. It's great. So that's gonna be my next big project. So what we're doing now is we're just gonna draw this out into like a long taper. A lot of like Seaxes that makers make now, it's just like a rectangle with a diagonal cut at the end, and that's not how like a traditional Seax is made. It's kind of like a drop point that's like extended out farther, that's like stretched out. Traditional Seaxes are really cool. I don't like have a picture of one, but trust me, they're really cool. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna use a coal forge myself. Never had any experience with propane. Yeah, coal forges are cool, but like the problem with them is, I'm sure you can see, my setup is very portable, and that's because I just have like a big wooden shed that I work out of, and obviously I don't want to forge in that. So like to have a coal forge, you kind of need to have like a permanent workspace. I do actually have a mini charcoal forge that I made that I can show you guys later. We are making a Viking Seax, and I'm going to try and do it all in one day. Because I just like making things harder on myself. And it's going to be like a traditional Seax blade profile, but then I'm going to have like a blacksmith knife style handle. And it's going to be really cool. Hang on, I'll show you that coal forge. Alright, here's the coal forge that I made. It's a wheel hub, a small wheel hub, and that's duct taped to a Nutella bottle, that's duct taped to a computer fan, that's hooked up to like a 24-volt adapter, and then it's got a knob and I can change the speed and everything. I do need to weld this to some kind of base plate because the air can just like go out the bottom, which is no good. But other than that, it works okay. I think I uploaded something about it on Instagram. I'm not sure. I should upload something about it. Awesome idea. The coal forge. Yeah, I was out of propane for a really long time, so I just decided to make a mini coal forge. Like I said, it works okay. It's not great. You have to have like tiny little bits of coal for you to be able to get a good heat on whatever you're making, and it's not easy to get those, and they burn up like that. So it works okay. I'll probably make like a bigger fire pot for it so I can make bigger stuff. But actually I might not. I won't really need to because the ceramic chip forge I'm making, like it has the blower coming up through the bottom. That's the propane burner. It's going to be a forced air propane burner. But if I just turn off the propane and leave the air running, then I could just like throw some charcoal or something in there and it would be a regular coal forge, which is another reason, that I'm going to be going with the ceramic chip forge. It's a lot more flexible. But yeah, I do like the little coal forge. It runs pretty hot if you get it going right. y'all can see that we're starting to draw out the tip. And once I've got this to a point, there'll almost certainly be some fish lipping and other goofiness. You can see it already starting to form. So I'll probably just take a hot cut and just chop that off so it's a nice point. And then I'll start drawing the rest of the blade out, and then we'll put the bevels in. No, we'll put the bevels in last after we do the handle. Built a forge out of an old propane tank. Yeah, I was planning on doing that, but getting the propane tank was a pain in the butt, and I wasn't able to do that. And plus, that would have been, I did the math on a whole bunch of different sizes, and to have a forge that would be like an upgrade in like size would have been too expensive for me. So I went with the ceramic chip forge. I'll probably build like, I was gonna build. See, it was going to be awesome. I had this whole plan. I was going to build like a 30-inch propane tank forge out of a 40-pound propane tank. And I would have had, I was going to have like 3 house-made Apollo ribbon burners in it. It was going to be awesome. It was going to be a nice big sword forge. But I'm going with the ceramic chip forge, so I'll probably end up doing a lot more jewelry and tools and stuff. And smaller knives in that. I'll still have this one, and it runs okay, so I'll still have that one if I want to do bigger knives. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in the future. Yeah, it would have been great, but way too expensive for me. I couldn't even afford all the lining, let alone $600 worth of ribbon burners and another probably $150 of supplies to run those ribbon burners. But yeah. And then I did actually make one thing in that little charcoal forge. I haven't finished it yet. But I made this little steak turner in the little charcoal forge I showed earlier. And I just need to cut it off and put like a wooden handle on it, and it'll just be a little mini steak turner. Alright, this is probably about as far as I'm going to take the point. I'll just get the hot cut and cut it off like that, this next heat, and then we can start forging the blade to shape. Alright, you can see we've just snipped off all the goofiness at the tip. And then I can forge this out and forge the blade to shape. Here's the little piece. See, we're starting to get this blade drawn out, and hopefully it'll be about this long when we're done. It's going to be a nice sized blade. Yeah, I've been refining it quite a bit. It would be nice if it was indoors and I could have like an actual forge cart and stuff like that. And I wouldn't have to move everything out every time I want to work, but it does okay. It gets by. Alright, what we're doing now with that fuller is, I don't know if you can see on the blade, see that lighter section in the middle? That's actually divoted down slightly. And so the fuller is wider than the whole blade. So when I forge it that way, like across, it will only forge down the outside, the bit that's raised, and that will help not only draw out the blade, but get it nice and flat again. Other side of the hammer? Yeah. I hadn't thought about that on this heat, but I'll probably do that on the next one if I continue. You know, drawing out. Let's go with forging. Ideally, I really hope to make this like a career. I've been doing it almost 2 years now, and I've still got like a year and a half left before I actually need to work for money. So if by that point I can support myself with knife making and tool making, that would be awesome. I'm not expecting that to happen, which is why I'm getting a welding cert. But right now it's just a hobby because I have school. But hopefully in the future at some point it will be a career. 2 years as a hobby because I can't support myself with it. And I'm also going to school for welding. That's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing this. And, you know, like I said, ideally I'd be able to support myself with it. But I have had almost no luck selling things online. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I also have an extremely small following by most makers' standards, so that is something to do with it, especially on Instagram. Alright, so this is pretty much forged the profile, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to move the fullering hardy I have, and then I'm going to bend the whole knife up this way, because when if I just took this and forged in the bevels now, it would be like a banana. It would be crazy. So I'm going to recurve it quite a bit, probably more than it is currently curved this way, so that when I forge in the bevels, it goes to straight. And then we'll do the handle. Let's see. Beginner knife maker sold about 10 knives, but it's just a hobby. It's a difficult way to make money. Yeah. I know there's not a lot of people who make money from knives specifically, or knives alone, and considering how Instagram is currently acting towards knife makers, I don't think like knife making is going to be like a good provider, but like a lot of people who do this as their job, quote unquote, do like tools and stuff. Like Brian House is a big tool supplier, and it's either like tools or like knife making resources like Kyle Daly, and then they just make knives on the side, which is probably how it's going to be for me. Like most of my knife making, if this like turns into career, it's just going to be like on commission and as a creative outlet. You can see now that it's bent the other way just as much as it was like this way, and then I'm probably going to do this again and bring it around even more. I can always forge it straighter, like after I do the bevels, by just forging in the bevels a little more, but it's harder to like go the other way. see. It is currently like 8.5 inches. So that's probably, it might end up around 9 or so total. But that's a good length for my current clinching situation. Take my inventory to holiday sales and whatnot, local school, yard sales. Yeah. I was talking about earlier the craft show that I was making a lot of jewelry and stuff for. That was at my local school, but no knives there, so I couldn't sell any knives. But I did make like $200, all of which went towards the new forge I'm working on. So it was a win. It was definitely a win. It just wasn't selling any knives. You can see it's even more bent than it was before. So I'll maybe do one more heat of this, and then we'll get to the bevels. We'll, of course, clean up the profile and the thickness and stuff before we do that. There we go, that should be enough. Yeah. And then I'll bend this back because it's not fitting in the forge too good right now. And then we'll clean up the profile, clean up the flats, and then we're going to move on to the bevels. Alright, I've got the profile and my flats cleaned up and pretty even, and then I'm just going to bend this back, maybe forge it down a little bit, and then we'll do the bevels. Yeah. My budget is very low, so forging equipment is much cheaper than a $2,000 belt grinder, and I've pretty much been forced to get good at forging because I currently have like a 3/4 horsepower 4x36, which does not remove material very quickly. So if I don't forge like 90% of the way to finish, then I'm going to be at the grinder for hours. So I've been forced to get good at forging. Yeah. It helps that I have people like Eric Rivers on speed dial. So I can just like, well, not speed dial, but anytime pretty much. I'm in the Discord. Anytime I want, I can ping him and ask him a question, and he's very good. I've also been at like pretty much all of the forging live streams he does. You know, I've learned tons. Do now is we're going to clean up this transition here because that's kind of gunky. I might go over to the Vice and use a file for a little bit, but we'll clean up this transition, square this up, draw this out, and then bevel time. Hey Stray Wolf, thanks. I'm really happy with how it's coming out. We've got the profile, yeah, the profile forged in, it's flat, and I'm working on the handle a little bit, and then we're good to do the bevels. It's going to be a, God damn it, Viking Seax with like a blacksmith knife style handle. And then I'm going to do, if I have time, I'm going to do copper wire accents and stuff. And it's going to look really cool. I'm trying to get it all done in one day. You're doing one right now? That's awesome, OG. Good luck with yours. I'm gonna do some hot rasping, so I'll turn y'all around. There it is. If I stand here, yeah, y'all can see. I took a round file to the transition there, and I took off some of the burrs, and it's cleaned up pretty well. Yeah. I'll probably do one more heat, because if you look close, you can see the end right here is pretty junky, so I'll clean that up. What I've got to say. Chatting away. Nice shop. What kind of welder do I have? It is a cheap Amazon welder. So it's nothing crazy. But it works. It gets the job done. Like to hang around, but gotta get back to forging and Viking axe. You do that. Good luck. Oh yeah, and y'all, the whole time, like, we're working on this. Where is it? Here it is. I got a camera. So I'm recording this whole thing for a video. And then I'm probably gonna include some parts of the live stream in the video. As like when I'm explaining stuff, I'll probably just have like a chunk off to the side that is of the video that is from the live stream. So that'll be cool. Y'all be featured. Alright, so I cleaned up, there was like a weird burr along here from holding it with the tongs, and I cleaned that all off, and this should be ready to forge down quite a bit. Alright, we are back to our scheduled programming. There we go. Alright, we're starting to get the tang section that's going to be the handle forged down. I don't know if you can see, but there's quite a little bit of fish slipping, so I'm going to have to flip it around and forge from it this way, and also forge on the sides. Yeah, there, you can see how much wider that is, and that's not consistent throughout the whole thing, so yeah. Alright, you can see this is starting to get drawn out, and it's still pretty heavily fish lipped, but I should be able to fix that on the horn of the anvil. don't know if y'all can see, but it's a lot better already. And I'll probably do one more heat of that and continue drawing this out until it's like a straight rectangle. And then I will do the bevels. That's probably good. We'll draw it out. No, actually, I'm just going to flip it around and do the bevels now. I'm getting impatient. Alright, so one of the other things I did semi-recently is I did this little like EDC knife, boot knife, and it's just a chunk of 5160, and it was like maybe that long, that wide, that thick, and then I forged it down into this, which is bigger in every dimension except thick. And it's really nice. I haven't made a shoot for it yet, but I'm going to soon. can you see where the edge is starting to get thinned down and where I haven't forged yet? Alright, y'all can definitely see where it's been forged down now. It's all bent and wonky, but that doesn't matter. can see the blade starting to broaden out. I've thinned down the edge quite a bit where I've been forging on it, and it's straightening it out nicely. So, gotta go take the dog for his walk. I'll look at your progress when I get back. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Have fun taking your dog for a walk. I will, depending on how long it takes, I will either be grinding. I'm going to try doing as little grinding as possible on this because it takes a while. But when you get back, I'll probably be either grinding or in the process of heat treating this thing. So, have fun. So you can see that, what if I put it like that? You can see that I've started forging out the edge and the bevels, and it's gained quite a bit of width. It's straightened out nicely, and I'm going to just continue pulling this up, and the point will hopefully end up nice and straight with maybe a little bit of a sweep up, and it's going to be really good. I'm hoping I don't have to do very much grinding at all on this. So what I was just trying to do is, it's too straight, I think. I want the edge to be more straight than the spine currently is. And, yeah. My corrective methods did not work. I'll try something else. Stop! Hammer time. Hello, Tomato. How you doing? So we are working on a Viking Seax. Yeah, I took a bit of a break from YouTube and stuff, which I shouldn't have, but whatever. So we're working on a Viking Seax for the YouTube Viking Challenge, and I'm gonna try and do it all in one day. So I've got the blade pretty profiled out, and I'm working on the bevels. And it's kind of back and forth between forging in bevels and straightening it and so on. And then it's going to have like a blacksmith knife style handle with some copper accents, hopefully, if I have time. But I'm going to try and get it all done today as like a challenge. We've been... Oh. Okay. Well, I've been at it for a while, so... Alright, so, yeah, I've got the knife profile. It's going to be a more traditional Seax. A lot of Seaxes you see now is just like a rectangle with the tip cut at an angle. But this is going to be a more traditional one with a longer, like, taper. And then I've got the handle. It's just a lump right now. Done with propane. Yeah, yes, less yak yak, more whack whack, huh? the edge is getting pretty thin. It's, you know, bent and wonky, but we're getting there. Let's see, Tomato, you been working on anything? Alright, this is probably going to be the finished blade for now. I'm going to go back through later and planish it. But now I'm going to do the handle. Gardening, helping set up a friend's bar, riding e-bike a lot. That's cool. Smash the like button. Thank you. sizzle bucket in view of the camera. The sizzle bucket is over there. I can get it out if you want. The sizzle bucket is a little bit low on water right now, but alright, so when you forge down, oh god, that's really bad. When you forge down thin material, it tends to fish lip, and one way you can combat that is by having something that's wider than what you're forging, and then forge on that. And I have a fuller tool, so I was forging it out, and that forges down only the fish lips. And then it really helps flatten it out. Just want to see all the parts heating and cooling. Yeah, that's really cool. Let's see, can you all see on the forge? No, you can't. There's the forge. Got kids in the background, so there you go. There it is currently. It's bending because the top was fish lipped a lot less than the bottom, but we'll get there in a few minutes. forge. It's just a cheap $80 Amazon forge, but yeah, wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know. I had like 11 earlier, which is not a lot, but you know, whatever.
Easy on you. Give it to me.
Guys,
My phone is there.
take it that way. They're playing kickball, and one of these days that thing's gonna come and hit me in the face while I'm forward. I ended up turning like most of the necklaces into Thor's hammer bottle openers, and I sold none of them. What sold were I sold like 4 dice, which was a pretty good amount. I sold one of the Damascus bracelets that I did, a couple miscellaneous things here and there. But I ended up making like $200, so like I'm not complaining, you know? Etsy has a minimum age requirement that I don't meet, and I don't like eBay, but we do have a consignment shop nearby that I'm gonna put them in at some point. We haven't had time to do it yet. Have to go chase a couple of kids off the wood pile. Yeah, I'm just gonna be going back and forth with the tang. I'm gonna draw it out to a long thin taper and then bend it around. I might do a twist too. I'm not sure. I know I'm gonna try and do some copper wraps and accents on it. We'll see. I might forge on the transition. Nah. Oh well. Sharpen the blade with the angle grinder. I'm gonna try and forge it close enough to shape that I don't really have to grind in the bevels or anything. I'm just gonna like clean it up a little bit with the belt grinder and then sharpen it. So this is gonna be a one-day build. Alright, so I'm starting to draw out the taper, the main taper of the tang. We're getting there. Yeah. I don't know how well the lives will do. I think I've been turning them to public. I'm not sure. Yeah. But I will definitely do that with this one. And also, like, the bits of the stream, like, right after heat, when I'm explaining like what I've been doing and what I'm going to do next, that's actually going into the YouTube video for this build. So this whole project, this 1-day Viking Seax build, is going to be my build for the YouTube Viking challenge. And so I'm obviously gonna be making a video about that. And I'm actually got a camera right there filming. So I'll be like taking little chunks of the live stream and putting it into the YouTube video. So that should help get some views for this live stream. Like after I finish it with it. Alright, cool. Thank you. This one's going to be interesting to heat treat because it's currently 9.5 inches long, which is probably about how long it's going to be when I'm done. And that's like exactly the same as the depth of my quench tank, which is a pickle jar. So we'll see how this goes when we do it. Starting to get it drawn out. I'll probably draw this all the way out to maybe like 1/4 of an inch round, and this will get like scrolled and stuff, and I'll do fancy, stuff. charge the phone, get a nap before work. Alright, have a good one. Alright, so I've got the taper drawn out, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this little hammer to planish it, which is to get a nice surface finish on it and take the sharp corners off before I twist it and scroll it and bend it around and stuff. Alrighty, so I've got the tang, I guess the tang drawn out and like tapered and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to the vise and I'm going to use a file to take off all the sharp edges. And then I'm going to do the twist. No, I'm going to do the twist last. Anyways. Alright, I took all the sharp edges off, and then I'm going to do the scroll here, which is going to be that way, and then I'm going to bend it around, and then I'm going to twist it, and then I'm going to planish the blade and maybe straighten it out a little bit. I don't know, but we're getting there. Alright. I got the handle forged, profile, bevels, a little bit wonky, but I'm gonna grind the profile to finish, and then probably heat treat it. Alright, let's get after it. All right, that's the profile ground. And then I'm probably going to let this cool down for half an hour, go get a snack, and then, yeah.